I learned about a young man in Africa who claimed to have built a car, a generator, and even a helicopter that ran on radio frequencies, a true free energy device that keeps batteries consistently charged. It took me several months to find him, but when I did, it blew my mind.
I knew it would be complicated because these things always are. Going to Zimbabwe, the Ethiopian airline that we had tickets with had just had a major crash, and a cyclone had just ravaged the area, leaving hundreds dead.
Well, we're sitting in a hotel in Harare, Zimbabwe this morning. We're here today to start the vetting process and find out, okay, what's real? Over 95% of the time, these things aren't what they claim to be. This time we took engineer Nils Rognerud to assist with the vetting. When Nils and I arrived and met Maxwell, I was very impressed with just what a gentle, true-seeming soul he was. And then the next morning, we went to see the device, and he gave us a full tour. I was practically ecstatic. It was such a beautiful, elegant device.
What we're looking at is called the green power off-grid machine. It is 0.5 megawatts. And we are relying with the radio frequency. We harness the radio frequency, convert it into pure energy that is useful. It is called a microsonic energy device. A microsonic energy device, it is the generator in this machine.
For people who are not familiar with this, 0.5 megawatt, how much will that power in terms of a house or a community or what?
We're talking of about 300 standard house homes, yeah.
Okay.
That you can power with one machine.
So there's no oil burning, there's no fires going on or anything, so where's the energy coming from?
We're harnessing it straight away from the natural energy that God has just put in the on our earth. Yeah, the radio frequency.
So nothing unusual, but the main point is that a meter away there's no frequencies being transmitted from a microwave tower next to the park we're standing in.
It's a poignant day for us here, and amidst the excitement of seeing this for the first time, a couple of strangers showed up on the site where we were being shown these devices, and Maxwell, the inventor, took us aside as soon as he could and said, "These guys are from the government," and I didn't know they were coming. Unfortunately, we're truly concerned about this gentleman, and we're just going to take every precaution that we can to keep ourselves safe, to keep him safe, and to keep this knowledge safe.
The microphone we had on Maxwell picked up the conversation that he had with one of the officials. So we quickly got the tape translated and found out that the government official was promising Maxwell a power purchase agreement where the government would pay him for generating energy for the country. It was good corroboration that they believed he had what he claimed. Although Maxwell didn't trust him because the government had already put him in prison in an effort to steal his technology. In fact, when Maxwell was put in prison, he was put in a cell with one of the richest guys in Zimbabwe, a man named Genius, that's his real name, whom the government had jailed to extort more money from. Maxwell was in great despair and praying for like 5 or 6 hours at a time. It was driving Genius crazy. And he was saying, "Why are you praying so much? Shut up." Finally, they ended up talking, and Genius was impressed and said, "Okay, I'll help you, man." It was the most unlikely, couldn't have scripted it way for Maxwell to be able to have somebody on his team with real business savvy and support, and it was forged right there in prison. I love that.
So when you're in prison, Maxwell was praying every, now and then. So I'm asking, but why do you pray like that? It's too much.
From the time I have known him, I've learned a lot from him. He sees people, I think the way God sees people. I think you saw it when you were driving. People can just block his way, not to attack him, but everyone likes him.
If you just deal with the right people, me and Maxwell will take this to another level.
We were feeling very excited about our progress with Maxwell and hoped that we would soon be able to conduct a thorough vetting of the device. However, we started running into issues. Suspicions of our motives and intentions were starting to circulate amongst Maxwell's advisors. So Maxwell sent this note saying, "Hi Foster, we have talked and I'm advised that the further tests you requested won't be possible because of a number of issues such as 1. Where it's intended to be used, if on investors." The single most important thing of all this to me is we do the duration test so we find out, do we think that this technology is real as claimed or not?
Absolutely.
Call declined. Okay then. So I'm trying to get in touch with Maxwell because we're down to our last day once again. In the next few hours, we need to make a decision. Are we going to change reservations once again and stay over, which is going to be a real hit on our budget? But this is what it takes.
And is he ultimately, consciously or subconsciously, trying to get it so that we either have to leave, we just can't wait around any longer so we don't get the result we came for, and we don't get to expose some potential problem with the thing? I don't know. I don't know either.
For me, the low point of that whole trip to Zimbabwe was when we had been waiting in the hotel room for a number of days and we were getting these texts with kind of false accusations and suspicions. And then one came in and said, "When's your plane? You should just go." That was like the moment of, okay, he's not just stalling, he's saying, go away. So that's when I really had to search deep inside myself for, can I put up with this? Do I think he has the capability to actually come around? But both of those things get resolved for me, and I don't know if he's gonna come around, but I know that I'm true. His suspicions are false, so that if I can just hang in there and actually get into reality again with him, at least we've got a shot. And I pictured being on the plane, going home with a complete failure, and not knowing, and the possibility that this was maybe the best energy device I've ever seen, and we got kicked out based on misunderstandings. That was so much more horrible to me than the obnoxious need to wait and the expenses that were being accrued in the process of it.